Hey nail lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of my favorite services, Polygel overlays. And if you ever struggled with brittle nails or you just want that perfect salon look that lasts way longer, then this is the video for you. We'll go step by step and I'll explain why each step matters. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to get professional quality overlays at home. Now, prep is what makes the difference in the longevity of the nails. If you skip this part, and your nails will surely pop off. Step 1, I gently push back the cuticles. In step 2, I'm using my Melody Susie E-File and sanding band to remove the shine. Just keep in mind, you don't want to sand a plank. You just want to remove the shine to allow the product to stick to the natural nail. You want to hold your E-File like a pencil and keep the speed nice and low, around 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs. That's enough to get the job done without causing any heat or damage. And then you gently glide across the nail plate in one direction. Think of it as buffing, not drilling. You'll notice the shine disappears and the surface looks a little chalky, and that's exactly what you want. Don't forget to go around the cuticle area carefully, but avoid digging into the skin. Remember, the goal is simply to give the polygel something to grip to. Step 3, prep the cuticle area using cuticle drill bit. Now this step is super important because any dead skin left behind can cause lifting. So think of it as clearing the runway before the polygel lands. And you want to set your E-File to a low speed, around 3,000 to 6,000 RPMs. And then use light sweeping motions around the cuticle line. The goal is to gently lift and remove dead skin. You're going to start on one side of the nail and work around the cuticle until you get to the other side. You'll notice the cuticle area looks much cleaner and the natural nail plate is free of any invisible skin that could block adhesive. And a pro tip, always keep the bit moving. If you hold it in one spot too long, you'll create heat, and trust me, your client will feel it. Okay, so step 4 is more cuticle care. Now that we've pushed back and cleaned up the cuticles, it's time to tidy things up with the cuticle nippers. You're gonna always make sure your nippers are sharp and sanitized because trust me, a dull tool will tug instead of cut, and you definitely don't want that. You're gonna carefully go around the nail and trim only the loose, dead skin that's lifted from the nail plate. Be gentle and don't cut any live tissue that can cause your client to bleed. Overcutting can cause irritation or even infection. So my advice, if you're unsure, it's better to just leave it rather than to cut it and have all of these unnecessary issues occur. Once the cuticles are clean, you're going to go ahead and brush away any debris and you'll have a neat nail bed. Then you cleanse the surface with alcohol, and I did all of this off camera. Moving right along to step 5, I'm applying a thin layer of dehydrator to each nail, and this will help remove any oils that may be left on the nail bed, and this will also help with her retention. Step 6, last step in the prep process, I apply a thin layer of acid-free primer to each nail. This will also help with retention. And I'll also be sure to link all of the products used in today's video in the description below. Step 6 is applying base coat. Now that the nails are prepped and clean, it's time for an essential step, base coat. Today I'm using Beetle's base coat, and this is what anchors the polygel to your natural nails. Without it, your overlay can lift, peel, or pop off way too soon. And I apply a thin layer of base coat, a smooth layer that covers the entire nail plate. And then once I've applied to each nail, I cure it under an LED lamp for 60 seconds. Step 7, polygel application using Gaoy polygel in the color white. Now it's finally time for the star of the show, the polygel overlay application. I like to build my overlay in 2 thin layers instead of 1 thick one. This makes the curing more even, gives better control, and keeps the nails feeling light but strong. For the first layer, I squeeze out a small bead of polygel and place it in the center of the nail. Then you want to dip your brush into the slip solution, blot some of the excess, and start gently patting the gel into place. Just keep in mind you don't need too much slip solution in order to get the polygel to move. In my opinion, it's better to work with a drier bead. Then you're going to work the product up towards the cuticle area, pat and smooth feathering technique. Then gently press and shape the polygel down towards the free edge. You want to keep the first layer nice and thin because it's all about creating the perfect base. This is your foundation layer. And once all of the nails look nice and even, I'm going to cure them under the lamp for 60 seconds. And of course, what you do on one hand, you have to do to the other. So while one hand is curing, I begin on the other hand. I followed the exact same steps. And while I begin my first layer of polygel on this hand, I want to describe some of the benefits of a polygel overlay. First, polygel nails are durable, flexible, and lightweight. Polygel combines the strength of acrylic with the bendability of gel, meaning it won't crack like acrylic and isn't stiff like hard gel. It's also lighter on your nails and feel more natural. Polygel is virtually odor-free, so you can say goodbye to that strong acrylic smell. It causes minimal damage to your natural nails as long as the application and removal are done properly. And with proper care, polygel overlays can stay flawless for up to 3 to 4 weeks. So, if you want strong, gorgeous nails that are comfortable and long lasting, I highly recommend polygel. For the second layer, add another small bead and repeat the process. This time, focus on building your apex, which is the stress point in the middle of the nail that gives the nail strength. Use the same brush technique to smooth everything out so the surface looks sleek. Smooth it out, check your sidewalls for symmetry, and again, cure these nails for about 60 seconds. Before we shape, let's do a quick recap on polygel applications. First, always work in thin, even layers. This helps the product cure properly and avoids the heavy, bulky feeling. Second, use the pat and press method with your brush. This helps keep the gel smooth and under control. And don't forget to build a proper apex in the center of the nail. That's the secret to the strength and preventing breakings. And last, of course, cure between every layer because rushing through will only cause lifting or soft spots. You just want to keep these tips in mind and your overlays will last and look smoother and feel stronger. Right after your overlay is cured is when the real magic happens: filing and refining. You want to grab your 100/180 grit nail file and use the coarser side, the 100 grit side, to carefully shape the free edge and define the side walls. You want to keep the file flat against the nail for smooth contours. You also want to ensure you refine the apex, keeping it strong without adding extra bulk. Switch to the 180 grit side to shape the apex, maintaining strength while removing excess thickness. This ensures the nail is even and has proper structure. This also creates a nail that feels balanced and looks seamlessly blended. Once you've shaped with a hand file, it's time to use your e-file. You're going to start with a fine safety bit to seal the cuticle area. I'm using a 5-in-1 nail drill bit and my Melody Susie e-file, which I absolutely love. I carefully trace around the edges to blend the product into the natural nail. This step helps prevent lifting and gives your overlay that seamless, grown out look. Next, debulk the surface. You want to keep your e-file to a low to medium speed and use feather-like pressure, same as with the polygel application, little to no pressure. And then you want to glide from the apex to the free edge, thinning out any thick spots and smoothing the nail. Remember, your e-file is here to refine, not carve. Keep it moving, work evenly, and you'll get a flawless finish that's ready for buffing or gel polish. Before we seal everything in, you want to make sure the nails are free of dust. So you wipe each nail with alcohol and a lint-free pad. Now apply a thin, even layer of top coat. For today's video, I'm using Beetle's top coat. You want to keep your strokes smooth from the cuticle to the free edge. Don't forget to cap the tips, as this locks in the gel polish and helps prevent chipping. You can choose glossy for that gloss-like shine or matte for a chic velvety look. Once applied, you want to cure it under your lamp for 60 seconds. And don't forget your cuticle oil, because that's the finishing touch that keeps your nails hydrated and picture perfect. And that's it. Your polygel overlay is complete. Strong, smooth, and salon worthy nails right at home. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more nail content, and drop a comment telling me what designer technique you'd love to see in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next nail video.